Hi there. Welcome to Bloomberg Sports Ballpark Figures. I'm Julie Alexandria, here with fantasy analyst Rob Shaw. And today we're going to be talking about that thing. It happens to all of us. You can't escape it. There's nothing you can do about it. We all get old, and so do baseball players. But some of them age gracefully, and others are kind of showing their age. So today we're going to profile 5 players who are kind of showing their age. Let's kick it off with Colorado Rockies' Jamie Moyer. He's 49 years old, still pitching, oldest pitcher in baseball to win a game.
Yeah,
give it to him for that.
Maybe he shouldn't be. Maybe he should be out of the game. Look, I'm as happy as anyone for Jamie Moyer and the stat that he accomplished now. You mentioned before, the oldest pitcher to win a game. The thing is that he dominated during spring training, and for me, I looked at his numbers, and he's one of those guys you kind of root for, hoping maybe, just maybe, he'll get 300 wins for his career. He's about 30 off right now, and unfortunately, this season has been rather tough, and the stat that really tells the tale is the 325 average against, which is the worst in the National League. 325 average will get you in the Hall of Fame as a hitter. What that means is anyone who comes up against Moyer is basically a Hall of Famer so far this year at the rate that they're getting on base and doing some damage. So the question is, now what? What do the Rockies do now? How patient can they be? We were joking before, he probably already reached his potential. He's not going to get much better. On the other hand, he did miss a part of last year, or really all of last year, because of injury. So maybe he is a little rusty, but then again, he dominated during spring training. I think the biggest issue is that I think only once this season has he pitched 7 innings. So what that means is the Rockies not only have to deal with him struggling, but they have to deal with the fact that their bullpen has to be used for a minimum of 2 innings every start that Jamie Moyer has. That impacts you the entire rotation, because now you're talking about everyone has to go deep. Otherwise, the rotation is going to be used too much. So the Rockies expecting to contend this year. I wonder how long that leash could be before they say goodbye to Jamie Moyer. And, again, I'm hoping for the best here. He's throwing 78 miles per hour and still getting some outs, but not enough, and that's been the issue.
Still, 49 years old, you got to hand it to the guy. I mean, who else is playing baseball at 49 years old? It's pretty impressive.
That's true.
And sticking with the Colorado Rockies, moving up to first base, let's talk about Todd Helton, 38 years old. This guy, amazing stats, 5-time All-Star, 3-time Golden Glove winner. Now, not so hot.
Yeah, Todd Helton's going to be a really interesting case to crack for the Hall of Fame voters when it comes a couple of years from now, because you look at his numbers at home, and it's like a 350 average, and his numbers are actually multiplied by 2 would be identical to the career statistics for Lou Gehrig. If you take the road numbers, multiply it by 2, John Olerud, who is not a Hall of Famer, a very good player nonetheless. But the question again is Helton going to be a Hall of Famer? Question for another date. The question for right now is Helton worth playing right now for the Colorado Rockies? He basically is still their starting first baseman, has just 1 hit over the last 22 games, 22 at-bats rather. That's about 6 games worth. The average is now all the way down to 215. He did have a lot of run production coming into this month. I think he was top 10 for RBIs, but then you look at what's happened lately. I don't think he's had an RBI over the last 9 games. So Todd Helton, one of those guys who, again, is going to have some merit as far as whether he's a Hall of Famer, but performance right now, very disappointing. Jason Giambi has actually outperformed him so far this season. He's his backup. So I'm wondering, again, with Todd Helton, he's lost power many years ago, about 5-6 years ago. So what's the point of having him at first base? The one thing he does bring to the table, a great on-base percentage. So at least he's got that going for him. But again, how long can you wait for a guy batting 215?
And love him or hate him, love him or hate him,
yes.
He's a polarizing player. Johnny Damon, at 38 years old, happens to have the same birthday as me.
Has the same birthday with you. Also used to live in this building that we're currently in.
Really?
Yeah, true story. So at Bloomberg, yeah. So anyway, Johnny Damon, another guy who needed maybe 2 years to get into the Hall of Fame. It wasn't like a multiple All-Star guy, but he's right around 2,700 plus hits. He had a nice couple of years, played for Tampa Bay, played for Detroit, had a nice finish with the Yankees. Looked like a guy who still had a little something left in the tank, but then missed spring training because he wasn't signed, and now he came in late with the Cleveland Indians, and he has been horrible. 0 for 3 on Tuesday. They took him out for a pinch hitter. Now batting 164 on the season. That's through 61 at-bats. He has just 2 extra base hits. Again, Indians are a contending team. They can't have that much patience. At what point do they cut the cord and say, you know what, this experiment did not work? My guess, pretty soon, because Damon, again, a 164 average doesn't warrant any playing time at the major league level.
and 37-year-old pitcher for the Yanks, Hiroki Kuroda.
Kuroda.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. He used to be an LA guy. You should know him. So Hiroki was a big signing by the Yankees, and some people scratch their head a little bit saying, okay, could he have the same type of numbers in New York because of the ballpark moving away from Dodger Stadium to Yankee Stadium? It's a huge difference there. Plus now facing designated hitters, and then, yes, the age factor. And so far, things have not worked out that well for him so far. The Ks are way down, the walks are way up, and then the 10 home runs allowed right now amongst the worst in Major League Baseball. I think he's still going to be all right. I think his numbers last year and the year before were too good for him to literally just drop off a cliff right now. But there is some concern there. And again, it might not be the ballpark. It might not be the DHs he's going up against. It could be age. It happens to everyone, as you mentioned before. So Hiroki Kuroda right now struggling. I'm still holding him on the back of my rotation for fantasy. We'll see what happens over his next couple of starts.
And sticking with the pitchers, Francisco Cordero, 37 years old. We just saw him playing up in Toronto.
You're right. Yes, we did. And Cordero's a guy who you look at his numbers and you say, wow, maybe not a huge surprise because his strikeout per 9 ratio, per 9 for 9 innings, has really gone down over the last couple of years. So that's why the Reds said, you know what, we're going to go in a different direction. Let's get rid of our closer for the last 5 or so years. And they got rid of Cordero. The Blue Jays picked him up, not expecting him to be a closer, but expecting him to be an 8th inning guy in front of Sergio Santos. Santos, of course, got injured. Cordero had the opportunity to close and struggled mightily. Now, the good news is he's actually been performing quite well recently. For fantasy managers, though, avoid him at all costs. He doesn't get strikeouts. He's not getting saves. He doesn't offer much right now. On the other hand, for the Blue Jays, there might be a little something left in the tank because there is some other good pitcher they have there named Mr. Darren Oliver, who's been sensational around 42 years old. So it's not all bad. I know you're big with elderly causes from a philanthropic perspective. I don't know if that relates to their fantasy performance or not, and I don't know if we can necessarily call Francisco Cordero elderly, but I will say that they're not all that bad.
They're no spring chickens, but they've had storied careers. These guys are all journeymen. They are known guys, and you got to give it to them. I mean, come on, you look at the ages 37 through 49. These are the ages that we're profiling here. I mean, you're lucky to be playing ball at that age.
And on top of that, the actual franchises have really taken a step away from paying these players. And the best example would be Johnny Damon. He actually was better than most designated hitters last year, but he didn't get a contract. And the only reason why is because, he might not have the brightest future ahead, and teams are looking to really keep their costs down. So it's tough for these guys who have made $10 to $15 million annually to accept now making the league minimum, or $1 million in their final year. So for that reason,
God forbid they're making $1 million at 49 years old. Oh no,
they're getting up there in age, but they don't have Social Security yet, so they really need to get as much as they can.
But you know what? They're playing baseball all day, so it's hard for me to feel bad for them.
This is true. Fair
anyway,
enough.
There you have it, Rob Shaw. Thank you so much for all the info and for all the videos, and for a chance to win tickets to this year's 2012 All-Star Game. Check out BloombergSports.com. You don't want to miss it.
Give a little line about your philanthropic endeavor if people want to contribute.
That's right. Rob Shaw was absolutely right. I support the cause called the Glamour Gals. It is a cause combating elderly loneliness and bridging the gap between generations.
I guess we can't call any of these glamour girls, so the different cause in this entirely, but I'm glad that you were able to get that out.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for that plug, Rob. I'm Julie Alexandria. Thanks so much for watching, guys.